better strap yourself in. It's time for the Howie Carr Show.
My body, my choice. Her body, her choice. 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 My body, my choice. How do you spell racist? T-R-U-M-P. How do you spell racist? T-R-U-M-P. How do you spell racist? T-R-U-M-P.
Live from an undisclosed location.
I believe that it is important for all of us, regardless of party and regardless of political preferences, to now come together, work together to deal with the many challenges that we face.
Well, thank you very much, President Obama. This was a meeting that was going to last for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and we were just going to get to know each other. We had never met each other. I have great respect.
Unchained and unstoppable.
Look, when Hillary said deplorable, racist, sexist, homophobes, that's how liberals believe about Middle America. And you know what? Middle America understood it. And they said, these people hold us in contempt. And I think they paid a high price for it.
Okay, who do you love? Howie Carr.
The answer is I am not committed to doing anything in a new administration or not. You know, the bottom line is that I have a job to do to help get the administration ready. If there's some role for me that I want to do and that the president-elect wants me to do, you know, we've known each other for 14 years. We'll talk about it. You know, maybe it's host of the Today Show, Matt. Who knows?
Rump swabs, hacks, and moonbats beware. It's Howie Carr.
How much is Bill Clinton getting for a speech now? You know, when you're running a pay-to-play, I guess the Latin would be quid pro quo. When you don't have any quo for the quid, prices tend to fall rapidly. It's real basic economics, you know? I'm guessing he could get about as much as Mr. Frosty or Chuckles the Clown right about now for a birthday party. Man, how long has the Clinton Foundation got left? 1-844-500-4242. Welcome today to the Howie Carr Show. Always a pleasure to be with you here. I still feel great. I'm still having a great time. And the news just keeps coming in, and it's just more and more entertaining, shall we say. This just came in from the Washington Examiner. Shell-shocked Senate Democrats declare total war over Obamacare. That sounds like a good strategy. Obamacare paid off for the Democrats so much in this last election. You're going to kill Obamacare, say the Senate Democrats, over my dead body. Okay, since you insisted. They're going to fight a total war to save Obamacare. That's great. Democrats have defended Obamacare to their dying breath. They've sacrificed majorities on Capitol Hill. They've vacated governors' mansions across the country. It's probably cost them the White House. Instead of dodging, the left is making its last stand. I like that. Last stand. Kind of like Custer's last stand at the Little Bighorn. So you know how many, I got that list here of what they've lost since they began running on an all Obamacare all the time platform. It's 2008. They've lost 11 governorships. They've lost 13 Senate seats. They've lost 69 congressional House seats. They've lost 913 legislative seats across the country. And this is before Tuesday. On Tuesday, they lost both houses of the Kentucky legislature. They lost the state Senate in Iowa. So they probably up close to 200 seats lost. I mean, close to 1,000 seats lost.
Barbaric.
They're going to have a total war. A total war. You know, Obamacare, it hurt them at the ballot box, but you know where Obamacare really crushed them? It was at the mailbox. Every time people would go to the mailbox and it opened that fat envelope, or maybe not so fat envelope. It's fat if your policy is renewed. It's not so fat if you've lost your policy. They open it up. We're going out of business. In this county now, fill in the blank name of the county, you only have one choice left. And the premiums are going to be $1,000 a month. And your deductible is going to be $15,000. So in other words, you have to have $27,000. I'm just picking these numbers at random, but they're not much off the mark. So in other words, you have to pay $27,000 before you get back a dime of what you put in. So what you're doing basically is you don't have any more health insurance. All you have is catastrophic health insurance. And yet the Democrats don't want to face this reality. You know, this is not complicated stuff. You know, Jonathan Gruber can talk about his Rube Goldberg contraptions all the time, and Ezekiel Emanuel can come out and say that Sarah Palin is lying about the death panels. But people understand, I can't afford to pay $1,000 a month to get an insurance policy that then requires me to pay $15,000 out of pocket before I can start to get reimbursed.
Howie 413 says it's going to be pretty hard to have a total war with no soldiers.
It's like Beau Geste, you know, that movie about the French Foreign Legion, and they're going around, they're propping up the dead bodies on the castle and putting the rifle out to trick the Berbers. You know, this is what it's coming down to with the Democrats. Why would, and again, it would be something if you were fighting over a matter of principle. Say, like, I don't know, like slavery. Oh, that's right, the Democrats were on the wrong side of the slavery issue. But let's say they had been on the right side of the slavery issue, or the Jim Crow issue, or the segregation issue. It's one thing to go down, you know, with your boots on, you know, when you're fighting for the right side. But they have drawn a line in the sand to defend the indefensible. We will die before we let you get back health insurance that actually is good for you. We want to make sure you have crappy health insurance.
And isn't the pushback so simple? You know, I agree with former Democratic President Bill Clinton. It's a crazy system. We need to fix it.
Right. Exactly. Hey, so this is, we got so many sound cuts to play today. We just keep going on and on. Let's have Joy Bear talking about this is the final line. You know, forget the Senate Democrats. When the Senate Democrats are gone, we've still got the View to protect America.
It was a rough night for everybody, I think. We're worried. The people are worried. You know, okay, he's the president. Now what? We're watching you, okay?
Yeah.
What scares me the most, I don't know what scares all the rest of you the most, is that not since George W. Bush has there been a White House, a Senate, and a House of Representatives all from the same party.
That's wrong.
And then the FBI has stuck its nasty little nose in the middle of this. Plus the Supreme Court, who knows where that's going to go. So the only checks and balances we have are us, the View. That's it.
Wow, that's really bad news.
Who watches that show?
The only time I've ever seen it is in these sound cuts.
I only ever see it on Breitbart. Someone has to watch it for when Joy Behar says something stupid.
I know somebody does. I'm glad it's not me. Okay, now, you know, I had a problem leaving the big Trump rally in Manchester on Monday night. You know what the problem was? All these yachts. I couldn't get my yacht back out onto the river to go down, go back down to Massachusetts. But this is the whole problem. Is everybody who's for Donald Trump owns a yacht. You didn't know this until last night, till the protesters took to the streets in all the big cities. This is in New York City, cut 16.
Help us now. Help us now. Help us. They don't want to do this. These people up there. These in their yachts. They aren't in here, and they are not in our country. They are not American. Get them the out of here. Get them the out of here. This is ours. This is Liberty Plaza.
Did this guy ever go onto the Federal Elections Commission website and see who gave money to Hillary Clinton as opposed to who gave money to Donald Trump? You want to talk about yachts? How many fundraisers did Donald Trump have out in the Hamptons last summer? Did Goldman Sachs send out any emails telling all the partners they couldn't contribute to Hillary Clinton like they did to Donald Trump? And he's talking about yachts.
It has to be a joke. I do not believe this is happening. I'm literally about to kill myself, and I'm not kidding. You better fix this right now. I literally am going to die. I need an ambulance.
Calm down, ma'am. How would you like me to fix this? What am I supposed to do? And how about the one now who didn't bother to vote? Now she wants to pick up the gun. She could. This woman couldn't pick up a ballot on Tuesday afternoon. The polls were open for 13 hours and the lines weren't that long. But now she wants to go to the mat. She thinks she's going into the hills with Fidel Castro like it's 1958.
Do rallies. We have to fight back. There will be casualties on both sides. There will be, because people have to die to make a change in this world. Like, Trump, enough with the racism. Stop splitting families. Don't split my family.
What did she say about her family?
Don't split my family. I think she might have just given away that she's an illegal immigrant.
Well, no one's talking about splitting your family. You can go back with them to Guatemala and get a job. Ha, 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 ha. The stock market has been up triple digits for the last 2 days. It's
the Trump effect.
The stock market futures were plummeting on Tuesday night, but then once everybody woke up and sobered up, the market's been hugely increased. How's Valium do? How's Valium stock doing? This is from judging.
Pharma stocks have been surging,
but judging from this, I mean, I'm gonna get in on big pharma. My stockbroker gave me a big buy. Buy, B-U-Y, buy. Pat, you're next with Howie Carr. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, Howie Carr, I'll tell you what it is. It's people getting off the free Obama phones, the free this, the free that, and the scary thing, they'll have to maybe go out and get a real job in the private sector. But Pat,
here's the thing. I mean, I'm asking myself, I'm scratching my head. I haven't been reading about any jackbooted thugs going into the public housing projects and confiscating Obama phones and EBT cards. What leads to this hysteria that's going on in the welfare districts?
Being addicted to big government, free stuff and free that. The thing is, I don't want to see any time wasted on this. I want him to hit the ground running, because the very first thing I want to see him do is cut the corporate tax rate so we can prove to these people that we can repatriate that money that went overseas because our corporate tax rate is too high. And then the next thing he can do is he can cut the capital gains tax too, and cut all the marginal tax rates.
That's a promise.
Down.
He promised that, didn't he, on a couple of the debates, 35 to 15?
Yeah, he did, and I want to see him move on it. But here's the other thing, Howie. Before anything happens, before his term's up anyway, I want to see one thing happen for sure. I want to see a national register, voter ID register with a magnetic strip like a credit card with your picture on it. Because, we had somebody up here in Vermont that won the lieutenant's governor race up here, and he was out there in front of the voting booth like I was for 2 hours, and I talked to him about this, and I said, you know what, we're diametrically opposed on everything. He says, yeah. He says, the Republicans, he says, I got a bone to pick with them about this registration and having to wait so long before the general election. And I said, well, I think you see some compromise here. If we could go to a voter registration card, and then we could cut down on the fraud.
The Dems in Rhode Island passed a more stringent voter registration law. It was a good move. By the way, did you win your vote? Did you win your race?
No, I didn't, Howie. That's a story for another day. There's a long story behind that. I can't even talk about some of it now. But with this, what I was talking about, though, what we have a problem with up here, I think, it's my own opinion, but I think we have a problem with college students voting in both places, where they grew up and where they're going to school.
Hey, listen, I think, Scott Brown thinks, I didn't know this till this week when we talked to him, but he thinks he lost the race in 2014 to Shaheen because of college students. And Kelly Ayotte just lost her seat by 1,000 votes. I mean, no one's shedding a lot of tears over it. She was never Trump, and she was, trying to reach across the aisle and all that. But does anyone really think that Kelly Ayotte got 1,000 fewer votes than Maggie Hassan did? I mean, real votes. Weren't the same day voter registration people. I agree with you, Pat. And that's got to be job one for Governor Sununu and the majority in the New Hampshire legislature in Concord. They got to clean up that law. That's 2 Senate seats that could have been lost. I mean, it's not it's not crucial, I guess, but still, those should be Republican seats. They should be Scott Brown and Kelly Ayotte rather than Shaheen and Hassan. I believe that. Thanks for the call, Pat. This hour of the Howie Carr Show is brought to you in part by Liquor and More, with 5 locations, including South Yarmouth. Liquor and More, a proud supporter of life's memorable moments. I'm Howie Carr.
That's right, Howie Carr.